guys. Today's flow is going to be all about sort of getting into our body and feeling how we feel at this current moment. We're going to be doing a lot of upper body, shoulder mobility, thoracic, the back of our spine, the top back of our spine, a lot of thoracic mobility this morning. We're also going to be opening up and taking some time to open up the hips because as we're sitting, those things can get really, really tight. And then as we stand up and we go to move throughout our day, our alignment is off because our hips are so tight. So we're gonna spend some time every single morning to open up those hips. Last but not least, we're also gonna do quite a bit of morning core so that we can really stabilize and get on top of our day the way that we need to. And if you guys happen to be doing this at night, this is a really great way to sort of shake off whatever happened during the day and make sure that you're stable and strong for the next day coming. So I look forward to seeing you guys on the next. Hey y'all! So we're gonna go ahead and start right down here on our mat. I'm gonna have you guys starting with knees underneath your hips and hands underneath your shoulders in that tabletop position. Go ahead and tuck those toes. We're just gonna rock it back and forward. Stretching out those toes and stretching out the wrists. Stretch it back. Pressing through the shoulders. Nice long neck. And one more. Press it back, all the way forward. Awesome job. Next, I want you to go ahead and reach one leg out. And we're just gonna press back into that heel. Feel out how all that feels this morning. Great, and take that back to neutral into that tabletop. You're gonna replace it and take the other foot out. Dig the toes under and press through the heel. Go ahead and replace that knee back. Tuck the toes. And I really want you guys to go ahead and squeeze those shoulder blades together and then press them open, pressing the back up to the ceiling. And then squeeze those shoulders blades together, keeping the core nice and tight, not trying to move the spine, the lower spine at all. We're gonna keep that really nice and neutral. And then you're just gonna press and open up the shoulders, pressing that upper thoracic top piece of the shoulder blades and spine up to the ceiling. Let's go one more time, nice and low, deep down. Relax that neck. And then all the way up. Open up, open up. Good job, you guys. All right, so I'm gonna have you take a little bit of a reach forward, step those feet back and come up into plank. Next movement is we're gonna come down or up to downward dog. Up to downward dog. So go ahead and press through those shoulders this morning. Walk out those heels and those feet. How are the calves? How are the hamstrings feeling? Can you reach them down a little bit more this morning? Really press through those shoulder blades and then coming right back to plank. We're gonna go ahead and take one leg up and back and one leg up and back, and we'll go ahead and flow through that 4 times. So pressing hips up to the ceiling, walking those feet out, coming right down to plank, and you're gonna drive one knee in and the other knee in. Good job, you guys. Here we go. Pressing up to downward dog. Reach those heels down to the ground. And come down to plank. And bring that knee in. And in. And last time, pressing up to downward dog. Really reach through those heels. Farthest down we've gotten so far. And back down to plank. Knee reach. And knee reach. Woohoo, you guys, great job. Come back down into that child's pose. My brain isn't working this evening, this morning, whatever time you're watching this video. Shake out that neck, up and down, side to side. Great job. All right, you guys, so while we're here in plank, we're gonna come right back up into plank, but I want you to open up those hands a little bit. We're gonna drive this knee right through our legs and drop that back knee down to the floor. So if you can, go ahead and try to roll those shoulders back. We're gonna sit up nice and tall. You can bring hands to the knee, or you can leave hands down on the floor if that's easier this morning. That is totally okay. Wherever you're at, we're just trying to breathe into opening up this hip flexor. All the weight should be planted into this front foot's heel, driving through, keeping that chest lifted as much as possible. And I want you to go ahead and bring that up to straighten. And this is the movement that we're going to do 5 times. So you're just dropping that knee down, pulling that chest up, dropping it right back down, and lifting that knee up. Great job. Pull it up, down, up. Good job. We have one more of these. Go ahead and straighten that leg and bend it. Bring the chest up and right back down. Good job, you guys. Go ahead and extend that knee. We're going to actually bring it up into that triangle pose. So trying to get both legs straight. If that doesn't work, you can bend that front leg a little bit, or you can bring that back leg in just a little bit. Okay? You can also bring it up to shins or knees. Okay? We're going to be playing around with this pose as we go through the next few weeks. So I'd like to see you guys creeping further and further down. That'll be a fun exploration for you to notice a little bit more flexibility from all these mobility workouts. And taking it right back down to that lunge and then taking it back to plank. Now we're going to go ahead and take it to the other side. So knee comes all the way up and through. I would like for you to go ahead and drop that back knee down to the ground as you, if you can, roll those shoulders back. Hands will come on the knee or stay down at the ground, whatever is most comfortable. And while we're here, we're playing around with where the weight is at, and that front foot should be planted through the heel. We're also playing around with how deep can we go into this stretch today? Are we feeling a little bit more open, or are we feeling really rigid and tight? All right, you guys, go ahead and place those hands on the floor. We're going to stretch that leg out, and we're going to re-bend and bring that chest up. And 4 more of these. So go ahead and straighten that leg out and drop it down. Stretch it up. Great job. Really pressing the heel down in the front. Remember, all that weight's through the heel. 2 more. We're really reaching those fingertips down to the ground as we reach the head of the crown up to the ceiling. Here we go. And last one. Awesome job, you guys. Go ahead and come right back to straighten and into plank. Actually, no, I'm sorry. We're going to bring it up to that triangle pose. And wherever you're at, bringing it in as close as needed. Or bringing it up to those shins, up to the knees. Whatever works for you today. I promise you guys we will be seeing some improvement in this movement. If it feels tight, we'll start feeling better here if you just stick with it. Consistency is the key. Big deep breath. Great job. So we're going to back into that runner's lunge. And now let's go ahead and replace that foot back. Great. So slowly, slowly, slowly lowering all the way down. We haven't gone there yet. We haven't gone there yet. Slow. And down. Great job. Go ahead and press up. Drop those shoulders away from the ears. We're going to take a little bit more time to open up the hips in this movement. So toes are going to be strictly down. And we're really going to go ahead and focus on pressing the shoulders away from the ears. And here, if you want another extra little stretch, go ahead and take the gaze of the eyes over one shoulder while you press the opposite hip down into the ground by flexing that quad. And then other side, back to neutral. And take the gaze over the shoulder. Press that opposite hip into the ground by clenching onto that quad. Great job, you guys. Go ahead and take that back to neutral. I'm going to have you flip your toes and push it right back up into downward dog. We're going to walk our feet all the way up to our hands. If you need to bend those knees on the way up, that is quite all right. And when you're here, go ahead and take it into a nice squat, sitting, on the butt, and all the way back down. All right, you guys are doing great. We're almost there. We're gonna head into some core this morning, okay? So I want you guys to go ahead and bring those feet all the way up, flex the toes, and through this whole movement, we're gonna really think about drawing the toes towards the nose. Hello, fur friend. All right, so hands are gonna be all the way up to the ceiling. Really drive the shoulders into the ground. Don't pull them up so high that they're not actually touching. Hands will be straight, arms will be straight, but shoulders will be flat against the ground. You're gonna go ahead and extend one leg all the way down. Heel is gonna touch the floor, and the opposite arm is gonna extend down. Wrist will touch the floor. And bring them both up, other side. Heel down, wrist down, really stretching and reaching as far as you can from one corner to the other, and back up. Great job, you guys. Keep pulling. Every time that you replace the feet up into the ceiling, you really want to keep pulling those toes towards the nose. Good job. Nice and slow. We're just opening it up. And big deep breaths in between everything. We've got 2 more on each side. Really pressing that belly button into the ground beneath us. And 1 more to each side. Drive that heel and the wrist all the way down to the ground and up. And all the way down to the ground and up. Great job, you guys. Go ahead and bring that down. We're going to flip it over. And you're going to bring it straight into mountain climbers. So go ahead and set out into plank. Drop those shoulders away from the ears. Press back into the heels for a nice strong plank to begin with. And then I really want you to go ahead and we're going to reach that knee up to the elbow. And then straight back. Knee up to the elbow. And then straight back. Here we go. Press it up. And all the way back. Up. All the way back. 2 more on each side, all the way up. Keeping that core nice and tight. Pelvis is tucked. Shoulders are going to stay away from the ear. And keep that neck nice and relaxed. Great job, you guys. Go ahead and come to knees. And we're almost there. All that did was prime you up for a really nice bicycle. So go ahead and flip it over. You're going to be on your back. Bringing arms open nice and wide. I want you to go ahead and think about pinning those elbows down on the ground. And each time you bring a knee in, you're just going to peel one elbow up. And then hold it right back down. Right back up. Cool? All right, big deep breaths. Here we go. Flex those feet. Pull the knee in and out. Nice and slow. To make this a little bit easier, you can bring those knees or those feet up a little bit if needed. You can also go ahead and bend those knees a little bit. Great, if not, I want you to fully extend. Pulling those elbows back to the ground each time. Last one on each side. And relax. Good job, you guys. And last time, let's go ahead and flip it on over to our belly. Rotating through everything. We're going to bring our hands by our chest, tuck the toes, tuck the pelvis, and press it all the way up. Down to downward dog. And we're really going to dive through this. So I want you to dive your head into the ground, chest into the ground, belly and hips. Pressing the ears away from the shoulders, all the way up nice and tall. Big deep breaths. Go ahead and shake your head no here. And shake your head yes. And hips back into child's pose. Great job, you guys. And last but not least, let's come to sitting directly on our knees. And we're going to take some thoracic stretches. So once again, pull those hands together in the front. I really want you to feel what pulling the shoulder blades apart feels like in comparison to pulling them together and really setting them back. We're going to be working on posture a lot in this series too, considering that we're going to be home and potentially working from home and working on our phones here. So I'd really like to get this idea that you guys do understand what pulling those shoulders back and together and down feel like. To go ahead and set the shoulders away from the ears. So put those hands together, pull those shoulders apart, drive the hands forward like an arrow, and then squeeze those shoulder blades together, drop the shoulders away from the ears, and pull it all back. Nice and tall. From here, you're going to go ahead and open up, slice it open, and you're going to look over that shoulder, reach it all the way back, and replace it right back forward. Go ahead and slice it open on the other side, reach it all the way back, and reach it forward. Great job, you guys. I want you guys to do this one more time. Big deep breaths out. And you're going to go ahead and peel this open to one side, all the way open. Really drop those shoulders down. And back together, hands. And then go ahead and peel that open on the other side. Really open, open, open. Drop those shoulders down. And back together. Hands will come up and down the wall behind you. And go ahead and peel that body down. Meet your fur friend if they're there. And sit here for just a few minutes. All right, you guys, while you're sitting in that last pose, I'm going to congratulate you for getting through your morning mobility flow, whether it is in the AM or in the PM.